Yeah. We got a new hustle unlocked. I'm a school teacher now. Little brothers. Who would have ever thought? Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't had to do too much, man. To be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher. Yeah, they got it going on at this junk. They stay bound. Okay, then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. I'm actually a great person to have around your kids. You get what I'm saying? Great mentor. Head always been on straight. Never been a loose screw. You get what I'm saying?
And to that stud that got fired as a substitute teacher that's on here acting confused about why she got fired, you need to be thankful that all they did was fire you. Because they needed to call on people and have you added to that list.
You know, nothing surprises me anymore. Absolutely nothing. What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. Welcome to another video, but most importantly, shout out to those of you guys who have been supporting me over on my Haitian channel with 12 Days of Halloween. If you're into spooky, scary Haitian type of content, make sure you guys head over there, because some of y'all be like, oh my God, I didn't know you had multiple channels. It's been a minute. It's been a few years now. Like, I'm not understanding. I also have a personal channel where the Mafia speaks, vlogs, and advice videos live. So let's get to it. All right. Shout out to those of you guys who are on the membership on this channel, my Haitian channel, and or the Patreon. I appreciate it so very much. And if you guys are not aware, I am trying to get to 100 members on my Haitian channel, and you guys will get 2 bonus uploads. So let's get to it. I think I'm at like 90 something. So thank you guys so very much. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about this stud substitute who got hired and fired in the same day. Exactly what I said is exactly what happened. We are going to be talking about Miata Borders. Now, a lot of you guys were sending the story to me via Instagram and Discord and stuff, and I just could not wrap my head around what I was watching, and we're going to get into all of that later. She's also known as the handmaid.ceo on TikTok. However, her account has been banned, and you will not be able to see it anymore. But again, more on that later. For those of you guys who are aware of the situation, please comment down below what your thoughts and opinions are, because I genuinely want to know. But especially for those of you guys who work in education or work with kids, I would love to know what you guys think about this video.
Yeah. We got a new hustle unlocked. I'm a school teacher now. Little brothers. Let's get the day rolling. Who would have ever thought? Yes, ma'am. Have a good day. Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't had to do too much, man. To be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher. Took me a little lunch break. Yeah, they got it going on at this junk. They stay bound. Okay, then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young. I look like one of them. Appreciate. You know, my little free time, I had to go out there and give me some little content. Little fit check. Really just a chill fit today. Cause y'all know if it was up to me, I would have been rough fine head to toe. Y'all know I ain't lying. But they did have a pep rally and came clutch. And that was the typical day.
I have a lot of thoughts about this video, and I just genuinely want to understand where the fuck y'all head is at. Okay, like let me gather my thoughts. Like I said, right, I have a lot of opinions about this video. If you guys do not know me, or this is your first time seeing me, I work in education. Specifically, I am a dance educator. My educational background is in English mass communications with a concentration in broadcast journalism. So every time I teach as a dance teacher, specifically in a school, I have to get an elective or an election to teach dance, because dance is not my educational background. However, it is my experience background. I've literally been teaching kids since I was a kid myself. I started teaching dance specifically when I was about 15, 16 years old. So literally from the babies that are like 1 to 2 to like straight up adults, I know what I'm doing. But most importantly, I take it extremely serious. Whether it is a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, an 18-year-old, I take what I do very seriously. I take wherever I'm working very seriously. So seeing stuff like this, especially as an influencer, genuinely pisses me off because I genuinely don't be understanding. When it comes to people that act inappropriate around kids, it already tees me off really, really bad. But to see someone come in and do this and record and vlog while they're doing stupid shit and then not really understand that what they're doing is stupid shit is crazy. Now, a lot of you guys are probably like, what? Like, you're a teacher, you work with kids? While there's a lot of you that are like, well, how did you get around it as an influencer? Now, the thing is, with this girl recording, that's not that big of a deal depending on the district and depending on what contract she signed. For the most part, when you work with kids, you cannot record the kids. But most importantly, a lot of schools also have a social media policy where you cannot be on your phone, period, right? Again, depending on what contract she signed and what school she's with, it may not be that big of a deal that she is actually doing that. So I don't know. I'm going to leave that there. Personally, if you follow me for a while, y'all would see I do not do that. You do not see my kids on my platform. If you do, it might be a story. And even at that, you can't even see who's who. I shoot it from a distance. I might blur. But like, it's rare because my platform is about me. It ain't about these kids. And that's problem number one that I have with these teachers, right? I talked about inappropriate teachers recently. I also have to edit another video I did about why teachers are dressing up like hoes and nobody's saying anything. But this one had to come first because I'm trying to understand why anyone thought this was okay and why she was hired in the first place. However, a part of me already knows the answer to that question. And the answer to that question is nobody wants to be a teacher anymore and they are desperate. Okay? These school districts are desperate. It is to the point where a lot of these schools, and particularly private and charter schools, are bleeding staff to the point where you got English teachers teaching math, you got math teachers teaching history, you got gym teachers teaching dance or teaching ceramics. Like, when I'm telling you, like, it's bad, it's bad. And I feel like every single time people talk about their experiences of why they quit teaching or how much help these kids really need, people kind of shrug it off. People kind of think it's not that deep. And it is that deep. But unfortunately, people only care when it affects them. People only care when it affects their children. But understand, this drought is coming to a school district near you because it is nationwide that the kids can't read. It is nationwide that the schools are understaffed. It is nationwide that literally the next generation of kids is fucked. Okay, it's literally fucked. And a lot of people think that it is a game. A lot of people think it is a joke. A lot of you guys more than likely found me from my series talking about surviving a Newark charter school. And honestly, I still haven't finished the series because I literally was that traumatized. I just secured a position to work at a performing arts school in Manhattan. Love it. It's great. But what is it? Extremely disorganized and understaffed. I just got offered a contract to work with underprivileged and underserved kids at a sports-based charter school in Brooklyn. I don't know if I'm going to take the contract yet. Love the kids so far. Love the staff. Love the mission. And love the fact that I ain't going to have to grade 100 papers. But still, there's a lot of things that I have to take into account because I take this seriously. The problem that we're seeing now and the problem with this video and people who do content like this and for whatever reason haven't been canceled, but that's another story for another time, is that the schools are desperate and these people don't take anything seriously, okay? People just see substitute teaching as just like, oh yeah, like you just go in, you chill, you sit on your phone and that's that. Let me just tell you right now, that's not what it is. And when I'm telling you, I literally had to get on a lot of people that try to, oh, I'm going to do substitute teaching as a hustle. I'm going to do substitute teaching just to get by. Fuck you. Okay, respectfully, fuck you. Because the kids are important. The kids deserve better. And if your mindset going into it is, oh, I just need some quick money. Oh, I need a quick hustle. You do not need to be working with kids. I can't tell you how many times I watched that video and how many times her saying, I just found a new hustle pissed me off. Because there's been times where I've been absent legitimately because I was sick and I literally could not do anything. And I sat there and did everything I could to get work to these kids while I was out. And the substitute sat there and did not a damn thing. And I know there's some people that are going to be, oh, well, how about if the kids don't do it? No. One thing about me, I always had my peoples in every class. I had at least 2 to 3 kids in every class that would literally tell me what was up. What was the sub looking like? What did she do? What did she have y'all do? da 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 da. And they would always tell me, oh, nah, like this sub didn't do nothing. There was only one sub that I had that actually cared, okay, that did work with the kids, that gave them the worksheets that I left. And you guys were like, well, why are they doing worksheets and dance? Because these kids can't read. Follow me, okay? Like, it's that bad. So I'm doing my part. Ain't no phone, ain't no Chromebooks. Everybody does everything on paper. We gonna read and we gonna read together. Okay, like I'm doing my part where I can. So yes, my kids do have worksheets for dance. And yes, they will articulate themselves. They will not be on their phones. They will not be, no, we're not doing none of that. You have enough Chromebook and technology everywhere else. I don't play that, right? So it really pisses me off when I come back after a day or so and I'm hearing nobody did the worksheet. Nobody did whatever. Like nobody did anything that I asked them to do while I was out and suffering that I literally sat here and made sure we're supposed to do, because now I'm behind. They supposed to have, let's say, 10 grades in for this month, and they ain't got no grades in because I was out and the substitute didn't do their damn job. The job of a substitute is exactly what it says. You are a substitute teacher. It is not your time to chill. It is not your time to relax. It is not your time to let the kids do whatever they want. And it's the nerve, all audacity for her to literally say, oh, I don't be making my kids do any work. What are you here for? You here to look cute? She out here coming to school looking like a fake thug, no harmony, thinking that this is okay. This is not okay by any means. And when I'm telling y'all, this video like genuinely pissed me off. Like it was just like, is she dead serious right now? Then she's sitting here, she mette pied on the table. She's sitting here putting her feet on the table. Y'all, I had a substitute come to my class one time and ate my shit. Okay, she went in my desk and ate my snack. Safe to say she ain't come back ever again. She ain't come back ever again. I don't play that. Don't touch my stuff. Okay, the thing is, I'm very chill, like until I ain't, or until I see that you pose a threat. Like literally, there was a substitute teacher that I was pretty cool with that I had to like low-key cut off because she had the same mentality as this stud. Okay, she had the nerve, gall, audacity to be sharing her Instagram and her TikTok with the kids where she literally got her ass out. I'm not joking. I'm not over-exaggerating. Like, legit. And I'm sure she might be watching this video right now. I don't know. She got mad because I ended up doing my own dance thing by myself. Like, she had the same, like, business idea as me of, like, having a school, like, a dance school type vibe for underprivileged youth. And eventually I told her, like, yeah, I'm going to be doing it by myself. Like, yeah, it was cool. We related on the same topics. But it was, like, the way that she moved was annoying. Like, and I'm not joking. Okay? Like, literally naked, where she's out here on OnlyFans. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. And then the nail in the coffin was when literally one of the kids confided in her that they know who has a blicky and who be bringing the blicky to school, and she ain't tell the principal. She laughing with me about it. Y'all already know I wasn't laughing. I snitched. I went straight to the principal like, principal such and such, Miss blah, blah, blah told me that the kids confided in her about da-da-da-da-da. And that's the same type of energy this stud had. Where it's like you want to be liked by the kids so damn bad. You were probably a dweeb in school and people made fun of you. You more than likely didn't get enough attention at home, so now you want attention from these kids. How you walk in and you're like, the kids think I'm a kid. Like you sit here laughing. There's nothing funny about that. The kids always think I'm a kid. Shit, some of the staff be thinking I'm a kid, but it's not something I relish, and it's actually quite annoying. At the same time, these kids don't play with me like I'm one of the kids because I don't play that. You have to have some sense of authority. You have to command respect. You walking around, again, looking like a fourth Migo, looking like fake thug, no harmony, is already problem. Okay, the outfit is a problem. And it's crazy because I feel like every single time we talk about the teacher outfits, people always think we are body shaming people. It's because they have big assets. It has nothing to do with that. That outfit, even though she is fully clothed, is inappropriate. Why she got this damn Shein chain on, looking like she about to go shoot some dice in the park? Why does she have these big behind clothes on knowing she's a size 0? It doesn't make any sense. It's giving you thought you were going to rip the runway, but unfortunately, you got your job ripped away from you and you deserve it. There are a few people that just keep saying, you know, she made a mistake. It's okay. It's not that deep. People going too hard. Apparently, she lost her other job because of this. And she also will more than likely not be substituting ever again. But what y'all need to understand is this where it starts. People like her be the type that be testing boundaries with kids. She may not be a PED, what they be calling a PDF. Okay, she may not be a PDF. However, her behavior and her actions point to the way that PDFs act. She may not have ever technically harmed a child, but the fact that she was sitting there filming the kids and then did voiceovers that were questionable over that, and then still had the nerve audacity to edit it and post it, is a legitimate problem. And the fact that anyone would think that anything she did was okay, this is why we're all going to hell. Because there's no way that anyone can think that her doing that made any sense. What really added the freaking nail in the coffin for me was when she talked about something, damn, shawty. Damn the hell what? Damn the hell what? Damn what? Damn what? It is not possible that she had the nerve audacity to do that and didn't think there was a problem with it. There is no way that she did that and y'all thought it was okay. There is no way that she did that and y'all are sitting here defending this girl saying that she shouldn't have been fired. There's no way that she did that. She had nerve audacity to be making response videos before her account was taken down, saying that she don't understand why we acting like this. Let's take a look at her response.
As you guys may know, I am the substitute that was recently fired from teaching because of my TikTok. It's honestly so sad how sick the world is that you guys automatically mischaracterize me fully without further context. I'm a content creator. I record everything I do, so it was typical for me. And as you guys know, if you create content, you will know that everything you see is not what you get. Majority of the content that you do see was recorded while I was alone. It looked as if I had a class, but I did not have a class, and the school knows that. I did not have a class. I had nothing but free time. Aside from the body camera that was already recording, everything else was recorded when I was alone. And as I explained to Lake Corma when I first arrived, this was my very first time subbing ever. I had absolutely no idea that I couldn't record students, or else I definitely wouldn't have done it. I truly would have honestly recorded myself if I knew it was an issue with recording students. I went on TikTok before I worked, and that's what I seen. I am by far no predator or anything close to it. That is insane for it even to be put onto me. I truly just thought I was doing something good for the youth. Like, honestly, and I was enjoying it. I wasn't going to make a video, but I've been receiving an awful amount of hate. I feel like it was necessary for me to clear my name up. I truly do apologize for how it may seem, but my slang and terminology is much different than yours. But none of the kids knew they were being recorded at any point. And I do apologize for this once again. I truly do, but I had no idea this was prohibited. I assure you that it would have not been posted. What I meant by shorter and the terminology the kids were going to take me down were absolutely not what you guys took them as. Those kids were smaller than me, shorter than me, younger than me. They are shorties. They are young. That absolutely means nothing with flirting. My terminology is much different from you guys. So I said the kids were going to take me down, as in a phrase of the kids all together. That absolutely did not mean anything sexual. That is sick to even think of that. I am a content creator. I am known. The kids knew me. They were supporters of mine. So I say the kids were going to take me down. That means as the same way that supporters do anybody else that they support. I'm no different from them. I handle myself more than properly. I do have a fan base. I do have supporters. I do have people that know me. Those kids already had knew me previously. It was several kids coming up to me trying to see, am I that person? That's what I meant by take me down, all hassling me at once is what I meant. Absolutely didn't mean anything sexual from kids. That is sick. Those are kids, so they see me as somebody famous. They were all entouraging me at one time. That's what I meant. I find it sick that you guys would assume that I'd be saying that phrase in any other way. This was a voiceover I added way after I left the school. Again, it was an additional voiceover. It was not recorded. On the videos, it was nothing saying I was cheering the school on. There was an additional voiceover that I added after I mashed the videos up. I am truly so sorry that you guys are not familiar with me or my terminology, but I absolutely meant no harm. The entire 2 days that I worked at Lake Carmel, I did nothing but my job. I was to myself. Not one single kid that could say that I did or said anything inappropriate my time at Lake Carmel those 2 days. It was truly just a misunderstanding. But now that I see with creating content, it's easy to misunderstand and misinterpret things because everyone is free to their own opinions. That doesn't mean just automatically mischaracterize me. Like, truly, like, honestly, you guys, I would truly have to be an idiot to know that I'm doing something wrong that would lead to this much and still do it. I absolutely did not know. What I said in a voiceover was absolutely not meant how you guys took it. I just talk very differently. My slang is different. I do realize that those are students and I am an adult. I should have been way more professional with my word choicing. But again, the kids had absolutely no clue there was an additional voiceover that I added on TikTok. I do realize the mistake I made, honestly and truthfully. I was just in a moment being myself. I wasn't thinking inappropriately at all. I'm still learning. I am aware of that, but I honestly truly didn't know you guys. Like I just didn't. It's no way that I would have posted it. I wasn't thinking inappropriate. So when you say that I said something inappropriate, it wasn't in a way that you assumed it, because I wasn't even thinking that way from the jump. But I truly, sincerely to the bottom of my heart, I do apologize to all of the parents and students at Lake Cormont. I actually loved you guys' school. I would have loved to work there. Like, I know you guys have mischaracterized me, but I am a great person. Like, I am a great person. Aside from the tattoos, I am an excellent person. I do apologize once again. I absolutely meant no harm. I absolutely didn't. Again, and I just want you guys to, give me some grace. This is my first time subbing ever. You see, I'm a content creator. This is my first time subbing. I was trying something new, trying to give back to the kids, which I would have loved to do. I enjoyed myself the time I was there, but I'm fired. A lot of people keep on saying, get her from around the kids, keep her from around the kids. Man, I'm actually a great person to have around your kids. You get what I'm saying? Great mentor. Head always been on straight. Never been a loose screw. You get what I'm saying? Do not let the tattoos fool you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all clearly mischaracterizing me. Young adult, went to college, played ball, active sports. Grades always been A1. What y'all saying don't fit me, baby. I see how it may come across, but I'm not that freaky to be sitting up talking about kids like that. Genuinely, it just sick. I'm not an over-sexualized person. I don't even do that with adults. I'm not going to do that with kids, and let alone put that on my platforms. If my intentions were sick like that, why would I broadcast it across my page when I know I'm a content creator? That really don't make sense to me. It's like y'all think people don't make mistakes. I did not know, because why would I post it if I knew that I couldn't post kids? Regardless of the situation, my intentions were never bad, genuinely. Nothing inappropriate crossed my mind, at all. I'm not that type of person. Every day it's getting worse. Why are you guys constantly making this a thing if I've already got fired?
About people getting fired for their TikToks and stuff, right? What people need to understand is your social media is not necessarily the problem. It's how you got your following. That is the problem, right? Did you get your following from doing something wholesome, educating people, comedy, whatever the case may be? Some people have a problem with it, period. Some jobs are just we don't want no influencers working for us, while some people want to know the context of your content. And crazy enough, she claims that a lot of the kids knew her from TikTok. This is her content. Give Shawty some credit. She makes clothes. That's what she's mainly known for. But she does a lot of these. Just watch.
Exhibit A, Exhibit Z, actually, as to why she should not be working with fucking kids, okay? Exhibit A as to why she legitimately should never be a substitute ever again. It is the audacity to do all the red flags in that video and think that she deserves anything less than what she got, which is a banned account and no job. Okay, go work at a factory, go work at Amazon, go DoorDash, I don't know, go do something else that does not involve direct contact with children. Okay, the fact that you even have to say, oh, I'm a good example, I'm the best person to leave around your kids. Absolutely not. I've never in my life had to utter those words. I'm a great example for kids. I don't have to. You just got to be. I got mentees out the wazoo. I'm literally about to go see one of my mentees in a couple hours. You about to go out for lunch. Okay, like I've been literally like this girl's mentor since, oh my God, it's been such a long time. It's kind of scary to think about. Like, she's like, what, in her 20s now? Like, I met her when she was like 9, and she was one of the worst kids ever. And everybody wrote her off. I was the only one that was always there for her. And that's what you do. As an adult that is working with children, you just be. You're just there. You create and you cultivate those relationships so these kids could be better. Not sitting there filming them, not sitting there making them content, not sitting there getting dressed like you America's Next Top Model. And mind you, this is someone that's always dressed. I almost always have heels on, and when I don't have heels on, I'm just always dressed. I'm like very prim and proper. For those of you guys who follow me on Instagram, y'all already know I be having the fits, and y'all be like, "Oh my God, like you look so cute. You should do OOTDs, maybe one day." But again, that's just me though. You could tell this girl got up, got dressed, did all of this for attention. And what really, really, really got on my nerves, and is the reason I'm doing this video, is because she had the nerve, gall, audacity to wear how do I say this without getting demonetized? She wore a piece with her outfit. Yes, she also did a OOTD the day that she went into the school, and she was wearing her fake with the outfit, and she went to school like that.
Substitute teacher was walking around with this strap in bro pants. How do I know that? Brody showed us. And by the way, this is still from a video. This a whole video. So let's recap. This teacher was recording a bunch of kids, specifically a bunch of little girls, but they had a video like this on the internet and was able to get a job teaching little girls. They also basically said them same little girls turned them on. Now, they fired. But my thing is, how did bro get hired, gang? How did you you got a job teaching kids and you be out here like this? Is the background checks getting done by somebody's grandma?
Regardless of whatever your intention was, what really matters is the action when it comes to something like this. Why are we wearing a fake piece to work with kids? It seems like she probably wears it every day. However, you're working with kids. There's a certain level and a certain type of awareness you have to have when you're working with kids. Like, you see how I cuss like a sailor on YouTube? You think I'm talking like this with the kids? No. To an extent, just minus the cursing, right? There's a level of common sense and a level of self-awareness you must have when you work with kids. And she ain't got it, regardless of what her excuses may be for doing this or doing that. Or it's the fact that you did it and it didn't land well. And it landed you in the unemployment line. Talking about these kids gonna take me down. Talking about, oh, they got it going on in here. I'm disgusted. I don't even want to utter the same words. I really don't. I'm thoroughly, genuinely, concerned and disgusted, because this is not how you conduct yourself as a person who works with kids. Let's see what some other people have to say about this.
Did you hear about that stud substitute teacher that got fired on her first day on the teaching job? Mind you, this is how they dressed on the first day of school, looking like a literal teenager. She starts her video by filming other students at the school and capturing their faces in her video, and then films herself going into the classroom that she's going to sub for, puts her feet on the teacher's desk, and says, I'm not going to have these kids do any work today because that's just the type of teacher I am to these kids. And then films herself recording another group of teenage girls and goes, dang, shouty, trying to get me taken down. Basically inferring that if these teenage girls tried anything with her as a stud, she might take the bait and that would lead to her downfall. And then if you go to her page, apparently she's a vlogger and she does get ready with me's with like a strap on. And you're wondering why you got fired from your job as a substitute teacher.
And when she said discovered a new hustle, I knew not to take this shit serious. Why the fuck would she go walking up in that school as a substitute teacher looking like a fucking fourth Migo? Hello. Chain swinging, like, what the fuck is going on, bitch? You're not even dressed the part. And then you say, oh, Now I gotta get up out of here. These kids trying to take me down. What do you mean by that? No. What the fuck do you mean by that, bitch? That sounds a little sus. Like you could have wore anything else. Anything. A little more dressy. Maybe one chain. Not a big one. A small one. You walked in that bitch looking like a weekend rapper. Bitch, this is not the place for that. Girl, them motherfucking kids ain't gonna take you serious. And what do you mean you didn't know that you couldn't record the kids? You didn't look up how to be a substitute teacher before being a substitute teacher?
One thing's for certain, two things for sure. It takes a strange individual to walk their ass into a school, record underage children without their consent and or knowledge, to then go home, take time out of your day and do a voiceover, which means it was very intentional. At the moment you hit record and then decide to say, damn, shawty, I gotta get up out of here. These kids are gonna end up taking me down. To then hit end record and then uploaded that soundbite to the video and then posted said video. It takes a strange individual to then get online and say that they were wrongfully fired, to say that they have been misjudged, when in fact, no, you are being judged for exactly what you are. A disgusting, vile individual. I don't know what made you think that that shit was appropriate or that you were going to get away with it. And now you got the nerve to ask people to give you money to a GoFundMe? Bitch, are you... It is people like you. It's people like you. This is the reason why we have people out here in the world that are trying to erase any aspect of the queer community from curriculums. It is people like you that has people out here in the world thinking that we're predators.
The stud substitute that got fired on the first day has now lost her other job and also was wanting us to donate to a GoFundMe because it's our fault that she got fired from everything. Not only that, but you are seeking out these kids and their families so you can personally speak to them. That has got to be the most predatory response I have ever seen in my life. Again, as a mother, putting myself in that situation, if you step to me, baby, we gonna be tussling.
But when it comes to studs, we gotta hold our own the fuck accountable. And the shit that substitute teacher pulled was a no-no. But y'all didn't come here to hear the story because you already know the story. But let me actually, I guess, let y'all in on a little secret on some shit. If you had ever been like a baby stud, right? I never was the type that dated chicks younger than me anyway. So I wasn't like, that was never my thing. But there is a slight few of us studs that are PDF files. You know, I thought it was a one-off when men used to be like in high school and girls used to get in the car with the older guy, but it happened a lot in my high school. Like a lot of the lesbians were talking to girls. I'm somebody was like 15, 16. They was talking to girls like 20, 23, 24, 25, 26. Some of them to this day tell you I was talking to a girl in their 30s and they just be like cool with it because she a woman and they a woman. But I say this, there is a lot of people, like a lot of studs that do go back to like high schools and prey on young women. And it's like, it's weird. Like, you know somebody, like, you know a femme that is cool with a stud. She like 22 and the stud like 40. And how they know each other? Because they been to each other. You know what I'm saying? I know she a teacher, but even the shit she was saying, bro, it was very leading. Like, she knew what she was talking about. They on her. Like, she knew exactly what she was talking about. Like, when she was saying that she felt like the kids was making passes at her or some shit like that, and they was basically on her body insinuating that. Like, I know she came back with the apology talking about what she mean and what she talk about ain't the same lingo as everybody else. But bitch, we not playing no games. Like I said, we gonna let them other communities play them games, but this us, get stonkel. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm a stonkel out here. And I'm too old to be playing these games or even let shit like that slide.
No one can gaslight me that shit was okay about that substitute teacher. I really don't care how somebody tries to spin it. The shit was weird, period. Damn, shorty, these kids trying to take me down. Take you down where? Everything does not have to be content. People have gotten so wrapped up in the post-everything era They forget there's supposed to be a boundary between your job and your personal page. You cannot show up at a school, record kids without consent, and then post it to your TikTok for views. Especially when your page already has personal stuff like half-naked content and thirst traps, whatever. That's your business. But when you also say that students are recognizing you from your content, from the same fucking page, can you not see how that's a problem? It said everything you see is not what you get and that people mischaracterize them without further context. However, you're working at a school. So context or not, professionalism still applies. It don't gotta be malicious to be inappropriate. You don't get a pass just because you didn't mean it that way. So yeah, I would rather the school remove them and say this feels off than play fuck around and find out later.
First of all, shout outs to everybody in the LGBTQIA community who have spoken out about this and are holding that girl accountable. Shout outs for people that did not sugarcoat for her. And shout outs to people that can actually think for themselves and have a brain of their own, because there's no reason for anyone to think that's okay. And that's coming from someone that is very, very devil's advocate. If you watch my videos before, like, you know, like I could always see both sides of something, but in this regard, it's just like, are you dumb or are you dumb? Okay. So shout outs to all y'all for keeping your feet on her neck, because absolutely not. The LGBTQ community has enough issues in itself that we do not need people like this around the children. I have a lot of people in that community that are like literally my closest friends. I have like really close friends that are bisexual, that are gay, that are literally studs or whatever. And it's like, their existence is hard enough. Why do things like this and make people look at you in a certain way? We already know there's a lot of discriminatory thoughts out there with people in these communities. And it's like you sitting there making it worse by acting like this and recording these kids and posting it and then deflecting and gaslighting us by telling us that, you know, we doing too much and she lost her job and all. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You need to go. And I'm very happy that her account was banned, because it's like, no, like I was literally sitting there thinking about all my friends I had that are like bisexual, that are studs and whatever. And I'm like, they would never think that this is okay. Like, because it's not. It's genuinely not. And you're literally just making things harder for everyone. Like, for what? Okay, go get a regular job. Okay, because working with kids is serious business. It's one thing if you let the kids chill on an off day, which, let's be real, yes, every sub does it to an extent. But it's like when you go and you glorify it, it becomes a problem. When you are hired as a substitute for a building or a specific district or a specific school and you're going in and that's what you're doing on a consistent basis, it becomes a problem. Because honestly, it just says that you do not care and you're there for a paycheck. And it's bad enough that a lot of the teachers that are legitimate teachers are also just there for a paycheck and they're just counting their days. But it's like you have the ability to make a difference. As someone who works with children, make the difference and make it a positive difference. Don't be a commentary video like this stupid ass girl right here. Again, let me know what you guys think about this down below. I am so curious to see what your reactions were to this, because honestly, I was flabbergasted. Okay, my flabbers were gasted. And I just can't believe people be literally doing stupid shit like this and thinking it's okay. Cause it ain't. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And I'ma see y'all next time. Bye.